A favorite place in Ohio for many people to visit, especially in Northeast Ohio, is Put-in-Bay. Now that the temperatures are starting to warm up more, we're getting into the summer months, it makes you think about going to Put-in-Bay. And now we are in a time where we're not really sure where we can go for the summer because everything's not opening up or things got canceled. Luckily though, Put-in-Bay has opened up to visitors. So it made me start to think of this question. How many people actually live on Put-in-Bay year-round, and what's it like living on Put-in-Bay year-round? Put-in-Bay is a place that I have visited many times. And one of the things that is really awesome to do there is just to cruise around the island, either if it's on your bike that you bring over, if it's a bike you rent, or if it's one of the golf carts. It's very fun just to cruise around the island and just do some sightseeing. Something that always catches your eye is the many houses that are on Put-in-Bay. And you notice that it's either houses that you can tell people live there all year round, or they're vacation homes that people may be just coming for the summer, or it could be just houses that are rented out, kind of like a bed and breakfast. Every time I've gone there, I have always wondered how many people do live on Put-in-Bay. So that is something I definitely wanted to research. I thought finding the population was going to be really simple just by looking up at the US Census. However, it was not, because there was information that I didn't completely understand about the island that made the information contradict each other every website that I was looking on. And this is why. There is a listing for Put-in-Bay Township and a listing for Put-in-Bay Village. While driving around or riding around in Put-in-Bay, I do remember signs that showed a division of entering, another section of the island. So I knew there had to be some division going on with titles or names, but I didn't understand how it worked. My first step in this research was to find out what the difference was between Put-in-Bay Township and Put-in-Bay Village. Through doing research, reading articles online, looking at Excel sheets, and PDF files, I was able to determine what the difference actually was and have an understanding what the numbers all meant. Put-in-Bay Township is the largest township in Ohio. The Put-in-Bay Township governs 14 islands, 5 of which are inhabited. That means only 5 of the islands have people living on them or can be traveled to. The Put-in-Bay Village of South Bass Island is located at the north end of the island. This area of the island offers several restaurants, taverns, lodging, historical museums, homes, and gift shops. Many people refer this to as the downtown area of Put-in-Bay. This made a lot more sense when I was looking at maps, and you can see many maps have a zoomed in area where it's labeled as Village of Put-in-Bay or Put-in-Bay Village. Now that I was able to understand the difference between Put-in-Bay Township and Put-in-Bay Village, I was able to go back to those different census documents to pull out the numbers. From the Population Estimates Division of the US Census Bureau, I was able to determine that Put-in-Bay Township, which governs 5 of the islands, has a population of 623 year-round residents. Next, for Put-in-Bay Village, they have a population of 136 residents that live there year-round. This is the average annual rate of change that was documented from April 1st, 2010 to July 1st, 2018. Information and data is honestly always changing. Since I did this research and recorded this voiceover several weeks ago, there has been an update to Ottawa County for the 2019 population. It now states that Put-in-Bay Township had an estimate population of 618 as of July 1st, 2019, and for Put-in-Bay Village there was 141 residents as of July 1st, 2019. It's safe to say that everyone knows each other to the point that when a car passes a Put-in-Bay resident's house, they can identify the car that goes by and probably guess where they're going and how long they're going to be gone for. During the off-season or winter months, most likely they will be headed to the post office. The post office is open on days the mail and newspapers can be flown in from America. Many islanders use the term America to describe the mainland of Ohio. There are times when the fog is so thick or snow is so heavy that the airplanes are grounded and the residents have to wait for their mail or specially needed items. There isn't door-to-door delivery of mail on Put-in-Bay, and the residents have to utilize the post office box as their address. Many times the last ferry boat leaves the docks at the end of December due to too much ice being on Lake Erie. This can last until mid to late March. Remember, Ohio winters and weathers vary, so each year this may change. When the ferry boats aren't running, there are several charter airplanes that fly in and out of Put-in-Bay Airport. Some winters, the ice is so thick on Lake Erie that snowmobiles, four-wheelers, or modified cars can actually drive across the lake. During the off-season, few restaurants stay open to the residents. A few of the restaurants that have been listed that stay open are Wrinkle Room Downtown, Tippers, Real Bar, and Topsy Turvy. However, sometimes this can vary year to year based on the owner's situation. There have been times where it was listed that Tippers was open 7 days a week, when other times other restaurants are only open certain days of the week. Those areas are places to be social and vary the routine. Besides, everyone knows and can admit that cooking your own food every day can get pretty boring, so that's a nice way to socialize and vary your routine by going to the few restaurants they keep open. Just because Put-in-Bay is a tourist destination during the summer months doesn't mean they don't have places that we all have in our cities. There are two churches on Put-in-Bay. One is Mother of Sorrows Catholic Church and St. Paul's Apostolic Church. There is the Island General Store, this is their grocery store, Island Hardware, which self-explanatory is our hardware store, and there's only one gas station on the island. There is also only one bank on the island, which is called First National Bank Put-in-Bay. During the off-season, the bank is only open 1 day a week, and during the busy season, they are open 3 days a week, thankfully. Put-in-Bay has a library which is located to and actually within Put-in-Bay School. This happens to be the only library that is located on any of the Lake Erie Islands. Just like your city has, Put-in-Bay has a police department, EMS department, and a fire department. Most of the bars, restaurants, and gift shops get boarded up during the off-season, so residents can't shop there either. All of the playgrounds, equipment, and picnic tables that you see out during the summer months are broken down and piled up for the long winter. Now this is something we can all relate to right now, but the Islanders do this year after year. Real Islanders stock up. Some can live without TV due to signal issues, or even without a computer, but nobody lives without a freezer or two. Stocking up is a way of life on Put-in-Bay. People take the ferry over to the mainland of Ohio before it stops running and return to Put-in-Bay with a car full of bathroom and kitchen essentials and frozen foods. Something very different though on Put-in-Bay is there is no pharmacy, no doctor or dentist on the island. In case of trouble, there is one emergency medical person who can call and help by helicopter. The cost per person just for the plane ride to the mainland of Ohio is $45 per person. You could definitely say that those are some ways that Put-in-Bay is very different than living on the regular mainland in Ohio. Going back to some similarities, they do have an automotive repair, which is Kowalski's Automotive Repair. Put-in-Bay also has two century-old cemeteries located on the south side of the island near South Bass Island State Park. There is also a Put-in-Bay Senior Center, which provides many activities for the residents. Islanders work hard from spring to autumn to make their livings, so when it comes time to their winter break for off-season, it is fairly welcome. During the time of spring to autumn, it's very hard for friends to socialize and get together due to the tourist season and the long extensive hours or extra work that they have to do. So when it comes time to the off-season, it's very welcoming then to finally get to sit down with your friends and to socialize. If they make their earnings during the spring through autumn, what do the residents do then to keep themselves busy the rest of the year? Just because tourists are not coming doesn't mean that there's nothing for them to do. They keep themselves busy with social clubs, darts, there are senior center aerobics and yoga classes, volleyball, winter workout membership at the crew nest, and various other daytime ice-related activities can be quite engaging. The Put-in-Bay High School basketball team home games are the biggest draw for Islanders in the winter. Some of the young girls do double duty, being on the basketball team and being a cheerleader. Everyone is involved one way or another. The visiting teams get flown over while providing a slate of Saturday games that include just about every kid in the school and their parents from first grade and up. With residents living on the island, you have to have a school. Put-in-Bay School services all grade levels. What makes them really special is, from a physical education program which features windsurfing and kayaking, to field study programs that offer college science credits, the students receive a comprehensive academic foundation. During the 2019 through 2020 school year, they had 72 students enrolled. 21 of the students are high school students, and 12 of the students are middle school students. Something that really surprised me is that Put-in-Bay doesn't have a cafeteria for the students. What they actually do is they just all go home for lunch. If they are an older student though, many of the older students do go to Tippers for lunch. With not having a very large population on the island, not all of the teachers who teach at Put-in-Bay School are from South Bass Island. Some of them actually do travel on a daily basis from the mainland of Ohio. An example is there is a kindergarten teacher who flies to South Bass Island every day to work as a kindergarten teacher at Put-in-Bay School. She has been commuting to the school for 2 decades now, and she usually has an average of half a dozen kids in her class each year. The one year she had only 4 students in her class and said that it's almost as if you're homeschooling and education is individualized. You can work with them one-on-one and help them with what their needs are. When the weather gets really bad, which it really can in Ohio, especially Northeast Ohio, there are nights where she actually has to stay over on the island because it's too bad to fly over back to the mainland of Ohio. The teacher has stated that yes, they don't have a football program, but the students have very unique opportunities. The middle school and high school kids do trips to Washington, D.C., and they also buddy up with other schools to go to places. Another example of the opportunities the students get is the one year they did a weekend trip to Mackinac Island. They also get to have other different classes that here in Ohio we normally don't get to do. They have boating and sailing classes, and the gym teacher also offers kayaking and canoeing classes. They also get to do many things on the island that the tourists usually normally do, like the Put-in-Bay train tour, also the Crystal Caves, and go to the Ohio State University Fish Hatchery. Other opportunities got to go on tall ships for a ride and visit the Perry Monument as well. When you live on the island, sometimes you don't get to do all the fun things. When April and May hit, a lot of their parents go back to working, which they work between 50 and 60 hours a week, so they don't get to enjoy all of the things that the island has to offer. And that's a wrap. So I hope all of you learned some new information today on Put-in-Bay if you've been there before, or that this video has made you want to go and visit the island. Make sure you check out the websites for Put-in-Bay, the Jet Express, and the Miller Boat Line to check out the newest details on their operating hours and what their safety measures are going to be for the summer of 2020. Please stay tuned to more Put-in-Bay videos that I will be putting out. I would like to say that the videos were filmed on a different camera in 2018, so the video footage will have different quality than what we have been currently putting out. I just wanted to let people know, just to put it out there. Thank you so much for joining us today. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. How about you drop a comment letting us know if you've been to Put-in-Bay, what you really like, or maybe a fun fact that we did not talk about today. And in the comments, how about you let us know what is a question you would like us to research or would consider us making a video on. So comment below. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you later.